tell you something about the T23E3. It is a tier 7 American medium tank, very similar to either the T20 or the T21. There's like a combination of both, and you get it in Clan Wars. This is a tier 7 Clan Wars reward tank. I got mine in the Operation Safari campaign ages ago. The first 1,000 people on personal ranking in that campaign got the FCM 50T of all tanks as a reward, and the next this many thousand, I think 9 or 10,000 of them, got the T23E3, and I was one of them. And the thing is, I didn't even really want this tank. Like, if you have like those big campaigns, you've got the 907, the M60 as rewards, and those are like good rewards. Those are the tanks you want. A tier 7 medium tank is a Clan Wars reward tank? What campaign even gives a tier 7? A short one. A tier 8 only campaign. It was 10 days of tier 8 and that was it. And then you get a tier 8 reward, or in my case a tier 7. And to be honest, the only reason I really played that campaign is because I'm a bit of a tank collector. Like, I will not buy every premium tank that comes out, but I do want all the special tanks. I mean, I will never get the M60 or E6 or the VK7201 in my case. Because I just don't play enough Clan Wars to do that, and the campaigns will bring new tanks every time, so I will not be able to get every single reward tank there is. But if I can get most of them, then I'll be happy. That was the case with the E3. And this tank is not good. It is like a bad Comet, if you will. It has good gun depression, it is not the fastest tank, it has high rate of fire. It has terrible penetration, it has terrible alpha damage, it has terrible gun handling. It's, like I said, it's not the fastest, but its acceleration going backwards is faster than the acceleration going forwards. I don't know why that is a thing, but this tank does that. And the T23E3 was in the game already. It used to be in Rule the Tanks. It used to be a tier 8 medium tank in the American tech tree, believe it or not. Now this is literally 6.5 or 7 years ago. This was in patch 0.6.5. The American tank destroyer tree with the T95 was added. This is back when tank destroyers didn't have a tier 10, it ended at tier 9. Redshire and Arctic region were added. Karelia and Erlenburg had a small rework. And the M26 Pershing, as we know now in the tech tree, wasn't there. The Pershing was tier 9. The T23 was tier 8, so the Pershing was moved back from tier 9 to tier 8, and the M46 Patton was added. And then Wargaming removed the T23E3, or T23 as it was called back then, from the game, and it said it will return, just a tiny bit different. Now, the Safari campaign that I played was not the first campaign, Clan Wars campaign, where you got the T23E3. The first one was the World on Fire mini campaign. Now, I didn't play Clan Wars back then, so I had no clue what it was like. But they added the T23E3 back in as a Clan Wars reward tank at tier 7. So that means they nerfed it even more, seeing it was a tier 8 before. Now, it had a small buff ever since it was released, but it's still not great. It's still a bit disappointing, if I'm really honest, this tank. The aim time is horrendous. The penetration is terrible. When I did say that it was a combination of the T21, the tier 6 American light tank, I think it's tier 6, yeah, it's tier 6, and the T20, the tier 7 American medium tank, is that it has the T21 gun. It has 150 alpha, 149mm of penetration, which is really bad for tier 7 mediums, but it has the T20 tier 7 medium tank gun handling and acceleration and just movement. Everything about this tank is just, it just doesn't really work, if I'm really completely honest. The penetration and damage you do is just so disappointing. It's just really sad. And that is the reason why I haven't really played this tank. Like, you can see in the left that my mark is on 5%. That's because I just don't want to play this tank. Also, look how fast this tank reverses. 30 kilometers an hour reverse speed. Like, that is mental for any tank, really, if I'm honest. And it's not even French. No, but I I just don't want to play this tank. And I couldn't remember why I didn't want to play this tank. So I was like, okay, yeah, not bad of a choice, people. Not bad of a choice. And now I just realize again why I didn't play this tank. Because you will see in a bit, I cannot pen the side of a lower with premium ammo. And the premium ammo does have 194mm of penetration. And I just can't pen it. I mean, that 30 was juking me all left, right, and center. And I couldn't really hit him. I lost all my health at the start to a Hellcat, which was good trades. And here it is. First shot was normal ammo. Second shot maybe flies low. I don't know. I couldn't quite see. But the third shot, that was a shot that would have hit him. It was just below the hull armor in the tracks. That should have hit, that should have penned, but it just didn't. So, this tank is bad, and Wargaming knows it's bad. This tank has preferential matchmaking as a reward tank. You heard me say that correctly. This tank has preferential matchmaking. You will not see tier 9 in the T23E3 because you just would not be able to do anything against them. You know the Comet, the tier 7 British medium tank. A lot of people say that it is bad in comparison to the Cromwell, and to a certain point I do agree the Cromwell is a better tank tier for tier. But the Comet does have good gun depression, it does have decent gun handling, it has good rate of fire. This tank has good gun depression, it has good rate of fire, just not the gun handling to go with it. It doesn't have the alpha to go with it. 115 instead of 150. 115 versus 150. That's a lot. That determines a lot of your DPM and like everything. This tank solely relies on you being able to hit a load of shots from the side, just unloading into people. And with today's current World of Tanks meta, that happening is small. And I mean, I am firing on the move on a small target here. So I'm not really blaming myself that I'm missing these shots. But at the same time, oh, I was hoping to hit him at least once so far, but no. And I'm running away from a KV-13. A KV-13 of all tanks. Because a KV-13 might not be the better tank stats-wise, but a KV-13 would absolutely destroy this tank. And it pains me to say it, but it just does. I finally hit the ELC. I finally done it. RT even defended himself, so good, GG++. I did say 150, 150 for the Comet Alpha. It's actually 140, which is still higher than this tank. Now, yes, this tank has higher rate of fire, but I just like to have more Alpha instead of like a super fast reload. If I have a poking fight with someone, admittedly, I should not be doing that, but if I do have it, then I will always lose. Always. And the thing is with the KV-13 is it has tier 7 heavy tank armor. It has IS armor. With my normal AP, I cannot pen that. I just cannot reliably pen that. So, yeah, disappointing. And yes, I did get horrendously outplayed by that KV-13 in that game. I'm not afraid to admit it. I got outplayed. It happens. He played it much better than I did. I can't have good games every single time, and that's still what I'm trying to prove with this series as well, just like the news episodes. I'm not a Unicum. I might have Unicum recents. I am above average in my WN8 current rating, but that doesn't mean that I have good games every single time. Like, I have good games more often than other people, probably. I'm not quite sure. But if I play a tank like the T23E3, it's guaranteed that it will take a long time for me to finally have a good game in it. Like, I need to train up this crew a lot. I need to get used to this tank a lot. I need to find the best way to play this tank, if I'm honest. Like, this is a support medium, if anything. I need to rely on my teammates to take shots and then for me to come in, track him, and then keep him like triple, double, quadruple tracked while I'm farming his health and then hoping that he doesn't aim at me. But on maps like this, on Ensk, where I'm top tier and there's no one in the field, yes, then I can just completely do whatever I want. And the thing is, I have to do whatever I want because I'm a top tier. People rely that I pull the team towards the, victory If I was a tier 6, like the Type 64, I would still be aggressive, but not as... Oh, why you poke in front? The moment I shoot. Not as aggressive as I want to be. In a T23E3, it just feels like I have to take the upper hand in the games. And that's what I'm doing. I took the upper hand in this game, and I killed a poodle. I got a T34-85 if it was M or not killed. I killed the T43, which is my opposite number. I have noticed, though, while playing this and playing it a bit afterwards as well, is that I am a different tank, right? I am a tank that people don't often see, if at all. So they will try to focus me more than they will try to focus any other tank. They want to kill the unknown tank. And trust me, that is a thing. If I see, for example, a T95E6 on the enemy team, I would rather kill the T95E6 because I know that, you know, it's a tank that no one else really plays a lot, so it must be a good player habit because it's a Clan Wars reward tank. If I see tanks on test accounts, I want to kill that tank. Like, I saw a Progetto test account a while back, and it was a tier 10 game, and I was in a Scorpion G, and I was like, I want to kill the Progetto. I will ignore a tier 10 to kill the Progetto. I didn't kill him, but I did damage him. So all in all, I would say that if there ever was a short campaign and you have the chance to get the T23E3, don't bother. Unless you're a like avid tank collector and you have to have this in your garage just to have it, fine. If you actually want to have it to play it, it's just not worth it. You might as well go play a stock T20 tier 7 American tech tree medium tank than this one, because this is just... It is disappointing. It's just not there. I mean, I have to fire premium at a Tiger 1 front to reliably pen him, and from this point onwards, I don't even give a shot off anymore because he will be hold down for me, but will still be farmed by a Type 64 and a T71. Next week, we're going to go back to light tanks. We've done everything. I'm not going to do artillery. I only own the M53-55, and that's not even fully upgraded yet anyway. So we're going to go back to light tanks, and this time you get to choose the T49, and then with two choices, the 90mm or the derp. So there's going to be 5 options in this week's poll: derp or the 90mm, the M41 girlfriend, pretty much a bulldog or a stock T49 at tier 8, the... Ooh, what else is there? Well, obviously the Panzer 1C. You cannot have a light tank tech tree with a Panzer 1C, can you? Or, let's do another low tier one. Like, let's go super low tier. The Locust. T49, M41 girlfriend, Panzer 1C, or the Locust. Now, those are some choices right there. Also, yeah, like I said, let me know T49, derp, or the 90mm. Obviously going to be the derp, but still. And that was it, T23E3, you asked for it, you get it. It was disappointing, don't ever make me do this again. But we do get the final kill though. Yay!
This longing for you follows wherever I go.